guys, how are you all? Hope you all are doing well. Okay, so let's start the story without any further conversation. This is also one by one. The living room. The living room filled with the silence as the boy sit on the couch. He saw Taeyang. Jimin, don't be tense. He come back just in some minutes. Jimin, no. Taeyang, he never do this. Why don't he come till now? Taeyang, he do. Just wait for him. Jungkook, who sits silently saying them. Taeyang, you call him. Jungkook, why you don't come? Jungkook, let's go home. Taeyang, what? Jungkook, yeah, let's go home. Jimin, stay with me till he don't come. Jungkook, he come Jimin, but please, we need to go. Taeyang, what you are saying, Jungkook? I don't leave my best friend like this. Jungkook, do as I said, Taeyang. He said in and see you later. You later. And YoOngI come back just in some minutes. He said and he hold Taeyang's hand. He go from there. Jimin sit in the living room. He don't understand what's happening with him. He start to walk in the living room back and forth. He is feeling so as he never stay like this. YoOngI never leave him. Jimin then heard the voice he saw in real life. YoOngI come. He stay in the living room waiting for him to come. Then he see YoOngI come. Jimin, he stop on his spot as he see YoOngI and is with a girl who seems to be actually Jimin. YoOngI, I am waiting for you. Why you come late? He said while holding his hand. Jimin hold his hand and YoOngI free his hand. Jimin, YoOngI go and bring a glass of water. He said to Jimin in cold voice. Jimin don't understand what's happening. YoOngI the girl to sit on the couch. YoOngI, you okay? His voice is so soft and the girl nodded with a smile. Jimin see all this, not understanding what's happening. Jimin, YoOngI, do as I said, bring water. He almost at him, but Jimin go in the kitchen. He come back with the glass of water and gave to YoOngI. YoOngI gave this to the girl. YoOngI feeling better now? I'm fine, she said with a smile. Jimin, he whisper and look at him. YoOngI, alright, I show you your room. 10 minutes. He said and Jimin stand there saying all this. He is not understanding what's happening, but YoOngI go and show her the room. And after some time he come back. He look at Jimin who stand there with so many different emotions, and there is so many questions. Jimin want to ask YoOngI what. Jimin, YoOngI, who's she? YoOngI, Jimin, listen me carefully now. I don't any drama. She's and understand. She stay here from now on as her place is here. He said in his cold voice, and Jimin feel like he placed hand on the chair to handle himself. Jimin look at YoOngI. Jimin, YoOngI, if it's prank, then stop here. You know, I am not that. I am not that. I this type of pranks. YoOngI, this is not any prank. It's true, and I want you to take care of her. Am I clear? He said, and Jimin just stay silent. She is not understanding what's happening. YoOngI turned to leave. Jimin, YoOngI, listen. He go and hold his hand. YoOngI free his hand. Jimin, YoOngI, please said you are kidding with me. I know you are kidding with me. He said being YoOngI, no, I am saying truth, huh? I give you chance, but what you do, huh? You can't even handle such a person you are. I am so happy. Jimin, YoOngI, that is not in my hand, you know. cut off by YoOngI. YoOngI, she stay here, and she's the so it's good for you. If you accept this, you are to me. If you want, then stay here. Otherwise, go from my side. I don't said you stay here. He said and go from there. Jimin stand there. He don't know what's happening. He take his steps back and on the ground from his eyes one by one. Jimin sign as no and stand up. Jimin, no. He can't do this with me. I know you can't do this with me. He go and knock on the door. Jimin, YoOngI, listen me. He continued to knock on the door, but he don't open the door. Jimin, YoOngI, listen me please. He is staying, but YoOngI don't open the door, and Jimin sit in front of the door, and Jimin, please YoOngI, listen me. Tell me you are kidding, please. He isn't saying this. The maid stand there saying everything. Looking down, she is feeling for Jimin, and then the door open. Jimin, see YoOngI. Jimin, you are kidding with me, right? YoOngI, go from the here, Jimin. He said, and Jimin stand up. Jimin, no, please listen me. YoOngI, I don't ask you anything. I said go from here. Jimin, I without you. YoOngI, please don't do this. YoOngI, now I do, and I am happy. If you me, I don't think before to. He said and closed the door. Jimin stand there for some time, and then he run in the room. Jimin, come and Jimin come, and he lock himself in the room. He sit on the and start to what happens with him. How can he do this? How much he were happy, and now all this. Why with him? Huh? Okay, so YoOngI and Jimin had both are so happy with each other, and then at that time, and now after 6 months, YoOngI said cheese, and how can he do this? Jimin sits there. Jimin in mind, why you do this with me? You know, I without you, I am no. Jimin is. Hey, huh? You do this with me, don't you feel for me? You said to me, but still, you treat me like this. Oh, what you do, huh? He is thinking all this. Next day, Jimin come downstairs in the living room. His hair is and same. He stopped when he see the girl. Jimin continued to see him after some times. When YoOngI back, he see Jimin stand there watching him while. Now I think he have any problem. Why he always come? She said, being annoyed. YoOngI, it's okay, don't be. Jimin singing him, and then without saying anything, he go from there. Thank God he go. YoOngI stays silent. Well, I am hungry. Let's go do the breakfast. He nodded. YoOngI, alright. Let's go and do the breakfast. He said, okay, so he said, and they go. Hmm. The breakfast, he said, and he stand up. Also, they both go in the dining room and start to do the breakfast. Jimin come and sit on the stairs. He try his best not to, but is not stop from his eyes. The one thing is in his mind. What YoOngI said, he can't even able to handle. Jimin closes his eyes, and he don't know what he do there. He go, but where he go? He is thinking when he heard the giggling voices. He look up and see YoOngI and Lina is talking and giggling. Jimin want himself here. He just see them and can feel how much He went towards Yoongi, Jimin, Yoongi. Yoongi see him and just Yoongi what? Jimin, we can talk. Yoongi, we saw and I know we can let Yoongi nodded and she hold her hand to change. I do. Yoongi, I do for you, please. Lina, I don't understand. What's your huh? When we said you the reality, do and go from here, you again and again. Come and give me reason, she said then. Jimin eyes is on Yoongi who's silent. There is no a change in his case and Jimin see him with Yoongi. Ilya Isma, now you have to accept this fact, Jimin. Jimin closes eyes, not wanted to, but his emotions listen no. Jimin, why you do this with me? Yoongi, you have to think this before he said and Jimin feel like Jimin, Lena, let's go in garden. And they both go in the garden. Jimin sits there on the hallway and or what else he can do expect this. Next day it's night time. Yoongi and Lina do the dinner and now sit in the living room. Yoongi don't see Jimin from tomorrow and he don't even bother to check on him. They are when mates come, she is looking down. Yoongi, what you want? The maid bow at him. He said to maid sir, Jimin sir, don't eat anything from yesterday morning. Yoongi and why? He raised his eyebrow. Maid, you know well, sir, why he don't eat Yoongi. How can he meals like this? He's not even in the. He's still. He said, and the maid looked at maid. You said he listened you. Yoongi sign. Go, Lina. Now you go. You go in his room. Yoongi, I don't leave him like this, Lina. Lina, when he don't, why we do? Yoongi, Lina, it's not about scare or something like this. It's about he is still. Lina, he is not. Only I am. Huh. Okay. She said, and Yoongi. And Yoongi could speak, but he stopped. Lina, tell me I am your only, you only me, not him. She said, and Yoongi see her. He don't know why. He don't want to answer this question. Mate, come with the food. Yoongi, you sit here. I come back in some minutes. Lina, you have 5 minutes. If you don't come, I come. Yoongi nodded. He take the tray of food and go. Happy at least Yoongi care for him. Yoongi enter in. You enter in the room and he see the room is. He look at Jimin who sit on the bed lost in his thoughts is here. He don't even from on that day. Yoongi don't know why, but he is feeling to see Jimin. He placed the dinner in front of him and Jimin is still in his thoughts. Yoongi, Jimin. His voice is called and Jimin come in the reality. Jimin see him. Yoongi, why you are not eating anything? Jimin stay silent. Just see him. Yoongi, I ask you something. Jimin stand up. Jimin, you come back. Yoongi, he said, and Yoongi don't understand what he is saying. Yoongi means Jimin, you come back to me. Now you don't go anywhere, right? I know you come back. I know. You only me. He said with a hope, and Yoongi feel he could speak. The door open, and Lina come. Lina, your time is over. She said to Yoongi. Jimin see her and looking down. And you, huh? You are a kid whom we need to stop. And all this, if you are really that much capable, Yoongi never. You, she said, hold Yoongi hand and take him from there. Jimin see the food he started next day. Yoongi's Young is passing from the hallway. He stops as he sees Jimin room door open. He stops on the doorway. He sees Jimin stand in front of the mirror. Jimin is seeing himself in the mirror, and I promise with you, Jimin said Jan. Yoongi see him. Jimin is talking with himself. Jimin, I promise I take care of you. I know you are still here and I take care of you. He said, well, Yoongi don't know that to go and comfort him, but he stand there. Jimin see himself. Jimin, why he leave me? Why he don't me anymore? Why am I not to him anymore? Why it happens with me? With me? He is saying out from his eyes. Jimin see himself. He take his steps back. He and Yoongi about to run, but he stop on his place. Jimin sit on the. Okay, or what else he can do here? Hmm. Jimin sit on the. Hmm. His eyes and he hold and start to he can't take this anymore. Yoongi want, but how how he do, huh? He's the reason behind it. How can he even think to him now? Yoongi stand there seeing Jimin, who's and after some time he see Jimin. After some time he enter in the room and see Jimin on the ground, and he carefully him so he don't wake up. He went towards the him on the and cover him with the blanket. He stand there seeing the on the whole face, which is telling Jimin don't sleep. Which is telling Jimin don't sleep. He become also and moreover is which is telling Jimin is not taking care of himself. Yoongi sit in front of him and he see him. He don't know what he is doing or what he is saying. The only word escaped from his mouth and he stand up. He see Jimin last time and he go out from the room. Maybe he started realizing. Huh. Alright. Next day, Jimin sit in Jimin sit in the stairs. He changed, but his is still Yoongi and Lina is coming. Yoongi stopped to see Jimin sit on the stairs. He takes step further. He stop on his spot as he see Jimin hold and talking with Yoongi. To see this, he can't believe Jimin do this. Yoongi is hungry, huh? Baby is. Oh, you want to sleep? He said, and Yoongi see him. He's what he is doing. Yoongi stays silent, Lina. He said and gave her. Lina, you are talking with me like this. Yoongi, oh, what I do, huh? Lina, don't tell me you steal him. Yoongi, I never said I don't him, Lina. Yoongi, if you on me, Yoongi, before you know, Lina, then why you make me, Yoongi? You know well this is a I was and Lina, who cares about this? Cares about this. She said then Yoongi could speak. Jimin stand up. Jimin stay silent. Is sleeping. She said and Yoongi see the in Jimin eye. You think this is a huh? Jimin see she's and Yoongi. He said and said and show to her Lina the doll and Yoongi eyes widen. He and the on the side Jimin run and start to collect the pieces. Okay, here what else he can do? Run and he start to collect the pieces. He kept saying this, and collect the pieces. Yoongi went toward him and kneeled down in front of him. Jimin, Yoongi, see what I do. Yoongi, he said while and him. He closed his eyes and one by one starter fell from his eyes. He's and saying this. Lina see all this, she go from there and Jungi continued himself is he realized how can he do this with him or what he can do now. Okay, so finally only 10 minutes voiceover are left. Huh. Third last scene. Jimin sit in Jimin sit in the garden and it's like rain starts. Shungi come and Jimin turn to see him. Jimin stand up and went toward him. He stand in front of him. Jimin look at him. He can see and there is so many emotions in his eyes. Yoongi, if I ask you for Jimin, I do. Yoongi sign as no. Yoongi, I don't deserve that much easily. Jimin, but I do now, he said, and Yoongi see him. Yoongi, I was Jimin, you just want a happy family, which I don't. Yoongi sign as no, well, Yoongi, it's not like that. My all happiness is with you, he said, and Jimin see him. Hmm. Okay. And he back and see Jimin who's looking at him with a smile. He back and see Jimin who's looking at him with a smile. Yoongi and she closes his eyes. Yoongi he can feel and Yoongi Jimin he back and see Jimin. Yoongi again call him. He call and then he see Jimin hands his eyes widen. Yoongi Jimin listen me. He called him and she feel like Yoongi you leave me. He whispered and fell from his eyes. Yoongi why? Yoongi why? Okay, so it's finished soon. Only few minutes. Huh. And why you do this? Do this. He started to him. Yoongi, how can you, huh? He is saying, Lina, come and see him. Lina, here is the. I don't with you. She said and go from there. Yoongi continued to while Jimin. What happens? A small, maybe a small. Yoongi life. He need to know how much he is important for Jimin. How much Jimin him. Why he don't understand Jimin toward him. They really deserve this. How? Why? With him. Okay. So and seem like your story. What are you adding story, huh? Oh yeah. Second last scene. Jimin close the Jimin close the book. He read the name. He see the book and then he the door open. Yoongi come and play. Jimin plays the book on the side. Yoongi, what you are reading? Jimin, nothing, just a fan write book on us, and I was reading that. Yoongi, oh, what's this? Book based on Yoongi. The story is unique, but it's interesting and based on reality. Yoongi like Jimin, I got, but then had a and you take someone at home and there I can't take it anymore. Yoongi, what is this? It's never going to happen. Jimin, I know, but you see the point of view. She right to think if ever something happens like this. Jimin, okay. Yoongi, he said Yoongi gaze softened. Yoongi, it's never happens, Jimin. It's never. Jimin, we take this book as positive. If something happens like this, so you understand, Jimin. Now Yoongi smile at him, Yoongi, and nothing happens like this. Like this. I promise Jimin. Yeah, Yoongi has my he said, and Jimin, hi, I can sleep. Yoongi, just some more time. Jimin nodded. Yoongi, well, you read a lot. Let's sleep now. Jimin nodded and she on the bed and both sleep peacefully. Next day, Jimin is the one who wake up first and he see the book on the table. Jimin in mind. Jimin in mind my okay. So my fans know me well. They know if I from Yoongi I will he think and look at Yoongi, who's sleeping peacefully. He smiled and turned to see him. Jimin, wake up. Yoongi, Jimin, wake up. Yoongi, 5 minutes for. Jimin, no, wake up now. Yoongi, open his eyes. Yoongi, are you feeling hungry? Jimin, sign as no. Yoongi, here, Auntie. Auntie, look at Jimin. Yoongi, really? Jimin nodded with about Yoongi, but it's not for you. Jimin, nothing happens. He said, and next, you all read this by yourself. Finally, it's going to finish soon, and then I am free. Okay, so finish. I think I don't do the voice on the next one also. Hmm, I don't do voiceover on next one also. Hmm, uh, and okay. I don't do voiceover on this one also. And here is so many. Hmm. Hmm. Alright, so last scene and the third last text start. Time skip. Jimin is waiting. Jimin is waiting for Yoongi to come. Taeyang, Jimin, he come. Why you are so Jimin Taeyang? If he do and his I him Jungkook what? And who said you this? Jimin, I read a book. Yoongi, Jimin, that was just a story. Jimin, I don't care. I am telling you. He said and Jungkook sighed. And after some time, Yoongi come. Yoongi, I am back. Jimin, where is she? Jimin stand up. Yoongi, who? He asked, being confused. Jimin, your second, huh? Yoongi eyes widened. Yoongi, what? I don't have any. Expect you. Jimin, really, huh? Yoongi, I promise. Jimin, I read in book. Yoongi sign. Yoongi, Jimin. That was just a book, right? Last scene and the second last text. That was just a book, right? Jimin, the starting is same. Yoongi, tell me where is she? Yoongi, I promise. I only have you in my life. Jimin, no way. Yoongi, how can I make you believe? Jimin, see him for some times and he started thinking. Jimin, I trust you. Okay. Yoongi, thank you so much. Jimin mentioned not, I trust you, he said, and Jungkook tried not to laugh. Yoongi, yeah, I know. Jiang, alright, we see you later, guys. Bye. Yoongi, bye. He said, and they both goodbye and both go from there. Jimin, Yoongi, yes, Jimin, I trust you. Yoongi, me too. Let's go, and you need rest. Jimin nodded, and they both go for taking some rest. Well, Jimin, take the book serious. Huh. Last scene and the last text. Yoongi and Yoongi and Jimin is so happy in their life. Jimin gives so much to Yoongi after reading the book, but Yoongi don't said anything. And now Jimin finally, and Jimin sometimes Yoongi also in book he do this, and Yoongi is finding me to. Okay, so this is the last. Hope so you all like. If you like, then subscribe and tell me in comments. Bye bye. Take care of yourselves. And see you all in the next video. And alright, that was really true. Okay, so finally it's finished. Bye. I will upload the next video soon. Take care of yourself. Bye.